Hello?
Hello.
Hello. We are playing D&D right here, live on GutPunchRP. Or if you are tuning in on YouTube, not quite live. But welcome back, Twitch folk. We last left off in the midst of a spirited concert that's being put on by our very own second best bard in the entire universe or something, whatever we're calling them now. But we are in the giant tree that we saw from the bridge. Loom Lurch is what it's called, which they found out from a little goblin girl who definitely at some point snuck away from them, saw something interesting. I was like, I'm gone. So hopefully they are finding whomever they knew. But we have met Will, childhood friend of Kichiro, who seems like they are maybe in charge of this tree. There are also a few adults there, two of whom have informed you that they used to work for the witch that you are trying to save, free, help out, and are part of something called Valor's Call, of which there are 5 members, one of whom may or may not have a chainsaw arm, who knows. It's canon, it's in there now.
Done deal, it is going in the notes right now.
That was a little, like, a tidbit of information they gave us. Like,
yeah, just a little freebie.
Does chainsaw hand person want to be the very best?
Like, no one ever was?
Yeah.
Anyway. Playing D&D, and what are we doing? Daz is finishing up
them all.
Always.
Finishing up their tabletop concert. They have, the dwarves who came in from their stall where they may or may not be doing any sort of business, are sort of in the back with a flagon of something. Seem to be having a great time. You have the 14-year-olds are just like, oh my god, he's so handsome. And then you wink at them and correct them. And one of them faints. And the rogue seems vaguely impressed by all of this. And that whole concert, you sort of have... sorry, Marshawn, the cleric, sort of sitting there looking a little bit impatient at this fantastic display as that last note rings out and your adoring public quiets down finally and goes back to dinner.
As Daz was doing the concert, can Elio have taken this moment for all eyes on Daz to sneak away?
Absolutely. Roll me a stealth. Gotta get my stats out.
18.
Ooh, yes, you are able to sort of just wander off in the commotion as people sort of shuffle in closer.
He's feeling a bit uncomfortable with the situation. So his thought immediately is to look for anything untoward, anything weird that is happening.
All right. As you begin to sort of, you can tell from having known Daz for a while that they are on song 1 of a few. So as you begin to sort of make it out into the hall and you're turning a corner, you're wandering. You wander a little further, you can still hear the music wafting through the halls. Roll me an investigation check.
Investigation would be a 10 for him.
Oh, a 10. You don't find much out of the ordinary. It's a very symmetrical tree. It looks well built. People worked hard on this. There's some kid damage. Kind of the only thing that you see that you're like, well, this is weird, is there's of all the doors in this hall that you walk down for a couple minutes, There is exactly one that looks like it might go down a flight of stairs, like it has a couple steps down door. And it says, "Do not enter." There's a smaller sign, "On pain of death." "No, seriously, don't open this again," is the smallest third sign. And that's the weirdest thing you find. I don't know if you're heeding the door's warnings or not.
I don't know. I don't know that he necessarily understands that it's a little kid. But no, I think he would just kind of wander back. Yeah, still a bit uncomfortable, but just wander back to where everyone is.
Yeah, and as you're wandering back, you pass a couple people as you have, like, going up and down the halls, and, you know, everyone seems, like, well taken care of and clean, and just... It's weird that they're all kind of living in this tree, but overall, based on what you were seeing, it wants to be on the up and up. You know? But yeah, so you can make it back, no problem. Sneak back to the table, just as Daz is hitting that final note.
We'll clap.
Woo! Woo! All right. And the cleric who's been sitting there very impatiently is like, excellent show. So you all are here to go ahead and fight Creeping Land. You had things to do before that? You said there were things.
There's a bunch of things. Requests that we were asked to do here. We were
a lot of them, though, do seem to line up with getting to the castle, if I recall correctly. Most of the lost things that we're looking for, and just kind of ousting the current occupant.
Well, we're on the same page for that then. As I said, and she has like a ream of papers now, just like a stack, and they're like handwritten and hand drawn in the most like cramped writing that there has ever been. As I said, we don't know all the entrances and exits, and she's sort of like pushing like maps across the table towards you, and they're all very clearly labeled and kind of fit together. And you can tell she's showing you, it's pretty much like a blueprint of the castle. Like, she has very detailed notes.
I think Koba will take out one of her notebooks and start copying down like a smaller copy, but just because it's kind of transcribed it, just so that we have, into my own notebook. Yeah, I'll be able to read it. Shut up. But I will.
I kind of feel like that's more legible than Cobalt's writing.
It's true.
It's very legible. Anyway,
to me at least. Thank you.
At this, the cleric sort of like looks at the book and just goes, "Oh, yeah, that's a tough one." Sort of like pats you on the shoulder, like consolingly.
Okay, all right, okay.
Any one of you equally good at drawing things?
What else?
That's a good question, actually. If I'm copying a drawing, is that can anybody else tell what I've drawn, or is it just writing?
I feel like it's just writing. Let me consult the book, though. I can go to the front.
If I recall, it just says handwriting. It doesn't say anything about
so
other.
You can't label anything on your map.
I can. It's just I'm the only one who can read the labels.
The squiggle here says there's a moat with alligators, but I can't read it.
That's not what it... Okay, alright, fine. You copy down the labels then.
I thought that was a log.
Now for fuck's sake.
I mean...
I had no idea what it was, so I wasn't going to say anything out of politeness.
This may be
Is it not a face?
It's not. It's.
I'm gonna say, can I get like a performance check for if this is actually, or survival if it's better, because you're copying a map technically.
Let me take a look.
I thought it was a dog.
Fuck all of you. Performance is better. I'll roll a performance for this. That's a 10.
They are giving you shit. It looks like a map. Not the best map that's ever been drawn. Like, the proportions are definitely off.
It was just so that I would have a rough copy of what is going on here so that I could reference it for later, not to be perfectly exact anyways. They're all the worst. Okay. Just close my book.
Could I see your book and pencil?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Pass
and
it over.
Daz will go and try to draw it. The 19.
Okay. Daz does
that hurts. That
just
hurts.
nice straight lines. It's very like architect drawing sort of thing, and you're just like sitting there seething.
I steal Daz's drink. I just take it from in front of them while they're drawing.
I know.
Your hands are full. You're busy.
It's fair.
Tail.
Tail smacks yours away. Fuck
Oh,
off.
that's not sanitary, either of
joking.
you.
I wasn't actually.
Those touch the ground.
I'll take a sip and then put it back.
And then hands you back your book. You're like,
Well,
by the way, have we caught either of your names?
Well, I'm Marshawn, says the cleric, and she has like the very kind face, blonde hair that's kind of in like a bob falling about to her chin. Her staff is like fairly simple, but it's sort of the like orb on top of like a metal rod that's like twisted. She's wearing sort of, it's not robes, but sort of I know the word for it, and it's not going to come to me right now. A longer thing that goes over your head and you belt it.
Like a tabard?
Tabard, there we go. So she's wearing like one of those, and just looks very sort of focused and nerdy, like nerd energy. And that is Marshawn the cleric. The other one who has sort of been like laughing at this whole exchange. They sort of cock their head and they have long hair that's big curls, dark skin, like sharp brown eyes, and sort of a constant like a vaguely insulting smirk on their face. And they say, Malavir, at your service.
Funny, I could have thought that you already did introductions, Daz.
Well, I tried. I was trying. I was getting there.
What are you?
I mean, I was getting somewhere.
At that, the rogue does chuckle, Malavir, and sort of like give you a wink.
Wait. I just realized something. So you're
You
M
missed-
and M?
Well, yes, that's not a thing with the whole Valor's call. That's just a
Okay.
coincidence.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I'll drop it. I'll drop it. I will. I promise. Before I go off on the tangent, though, Will told me there was a thing about making a wish, and I could send him home.
Oh, the
Is that
wish
true?
that was part of the. Well, yeah. There's, and it's clearly this is something that like all the kids have like asked about, And there's like kind of like a heavy sigh in Marchand's voice, and they just say, yes, it's fairly easy to get back to your plane of existence. But since time is different here, getting back to when you should be is a little bit harder. Zybilina is not frequently able to pinpoint time with intense accuracy, but through the magic of the carnival, if someone who makes it here made a wish with one of the people that, well, not the people, it's a treant. I'm not 100% sure the magic on this one. It's Zybilina, the circus thing. But they kind of translate it to the Briganox, who are able to mine wish stones, and that creates a wish stone that's able to get you back to the time that you were at the circus.
Interesting.
So, are you saying then that someone could have been taken and returned without ever being missing for any perceived amount of time for everybody else in their hometown?
Yes, it does happen. Not hinging on having to make a wish at the circus is a little bit of a complication, especially if you were there without a ticket and the thing takes tickets. It's...
Cobalt is no longer listening. She is scanning the crowd, looking for anybody that she might recognize.
Roll me a perception check?
I'm just... This possibility is wild, and it's something that her siblings definitely would not have actually said a word about. Feels very much like the kind of thing of like, nope, I ain't saying shit. Yeah, I fucked up. I ain't telling you that I fucked up.
My other sibling.
That is a 15 perception.
No, I mean, there's people you've seen earlier in the day, and you see the dwarves, you see, like, someone you saw walking down the hall. No one from your plane that you recognize?
Just checking. That's all.
Reread that.
I'm just paranoid.
Story.
Anyways.
What were we on about? Just who was talking about something? Malavir was...
Briganox and the Witch.
Yes. So it's Marchand talking to you about... Yes. There's also... Unless... If you have made a wish interesting enough in your lifetime, sometimes the Briganox also receive wish stones for that. And those also are able to act as anchors.
Oh.
But again, rare.
So, is Will around us right now?
You gather that he sort of got like swept up, but he is like making his way back with a completely different thing than what he was like sent on an errand for.
I want to try to ask quietly. I don't know how quietly Kichiro, how they think they could be, but so do you mean that I might not be able to get Will back home when he was supposed to be if he snuck in?
Marchand sort of like looks at you, and like her brow sort of like knits a little bit, and it's like a sad look on her face, and Malavir goes, it's you can all go back together.
Okay.
But it's tough to split people off. And if you just take a portal, you'll be at whatever time that world's at.
Gotcha.
Right. And we have to make a wish on the other side before coming here.
I mean,
it goes.
generally, Malavir clearly like thinks about this for a second, and Mershan is going back to like going through notes. I'm not 100% sure about my understanding from everything is that it has to be from the plane that you exist on or want to go back to. Because there's something where it's a wish created there and mined in the Briganock mines is of it's face stuff. I'm not she's clearly like a little out of her depth, being unable to answer a question. But you could have made a wish, like a very random or like distinct wish on the other side, and one of you may have a wish stone that goes back to the main plane that you want to be on. Or
Pockets.
right? you have to go like talk to the Briganox to do that. Yes, what's her name? Mershan sort of continues, but the Briganox mine the stones and they give them to you, and if it's a good stone, they polish it, and if it's a bad stone, they like chuck it into a hole. Oh. I should know more about that one. I think it eats them and turns into energy. That the hole is less interesting than the good wish stones that can actually do things, and most of the children will have good wishes, I guess. Every now and then there's one who she like looks sideways at like a kid who's like across the way who's playing with a knife very threateningly.
Well, that gives us 2 reasons to go check out the mines.
Agreed.
You guys wouldn't have happened to heard anything about this flying thing, little scary on the side?
Jabberwock?
Yeah, that one.
Oh, yes. Yeah, it's a dragon. It's like the dragon here.
And it's in the ruins, right? So
Well, yeah, on the edge of the swamp, yeah.
perfect. Thank you.
So if we avoid that, we...
They're both kind of like looking at Ori, and I'm gonna have one of them roll an insight check on the way in which you said that about the... Let me get back to my little stats back here.
It's fine.
Don't look into it. What the frick? Oh, that was a bad one. That was also... both of them are just staring at you with brows furrowed.
She's just smiling with her.
Don't worry about them. It's fine.
Okay. Sorry, was there a question?
Wondering if you knew anything else about the Jabberwock that we might need to be aware of in... Like, if we go and do pop up near the castle, will it, like, swoop down and go at us? Or, like, does it typically tend to stay in the ruins? Like,
well, it's... And this is Malavir sort of talking. It's huge. It's a big dragon. This is not the biggest of... sort of pockets of a world, so it can get where it needs to get. It tends to stay around the swamps and the ruins, but if it's flying and it sees you, it will probably try and eat you. You're not a small target as a unit.
I think the better question would be, is it avoidable in any way?
Oh, I mean, yeah, if it doesn't see you, you can avoid it.
Right. And is there a certain route to take in order for that to happen?
And at this, you hear Marshawn kind of going through a bag and pulls out like a map of the world that still has that very like cartoony feel where things are clearly like off in size. And she
jot this down.
And so we're at the tree, and you kind of have to go. Well, I mean, if this were a normal map, it would be like to the northeast, which pauses and very earnestly like looks at you all and goes, the thing about traveling in the Feywild is if you're trying to go directly at where you want to go, you're not going to get there unless you already know exactly where it is.
So this is perfect for me.
I was thinking the exact same thing.
You know, actually, for once, yeah.
That might actually work, but I would keep an eye on it. It does seem
Okay, so if I
volatile.
if I think where I want to go and then just walk, there's a chance I might actually end up in the right place for once. That's incredible.
That's one way to put it. It's kind of like I'm guessing that you were able to get close to here before.
We were,
Take it.
yeah.
Yeah, so it's you can get in the ballpark of places, but the door may elude you if you look for it too directly.
Okay.
It's hard to quantify. I know that's a very
Look.
nebulous thought, but
Just a little bit.
yeah, I would still say stick to the trees if we're avoiding things kind of pop up. It's great to jump up on the Queen's Road and look around every now and then. The broken bridge in the sky.
Mm-hmm.
If you're able.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Avoid everything.
With the mention-
Avoid everything, yes.
We can do that, right?
Yeah.
With the mention of not looking at things directly, Daz is going to kind of intentionally try to perceive things in their peripheral vision. So, like, focusing on a spot, but then, like, attending to what's in the periphery.
I mean, here, you're not really picking up anything out of the ordinary. It is just a dining hall in the tree.
I do have another question for you.
Absolutely.
You said that it could return you to the place where you come from. What if that's here?
Well, I suppose that one wouldn't work as a portal since you are already where you are supposed, well, not supposed to be, but where that one leads to. And she kind of like is clearly going into like overthinking like the ways in which this could possibly take you somewhere else. And Malavir sort of like puts her hand on Mershan's shoulder and goes, it might also be a power thing where they can open a door no matter what, but getting to the right spot is look. And now Mershan has gone to like taking notes and like looking through her papers again. And Malavir sort of leans forward. We work for an archfey, like, but we don't have their powers. We don't know everything that they know.
Sure.
We can't navigate this land as well as they can.
Honestly, it was a hypothetical anyway.
Yeah, she has a lot of power, but so does the hag that's there now. And she just uses it for worse.
So, are the two of you willing to help us? Or rather, are we helping you?
Mershan sort of like looks up from her papers and exchanges a look with Malavir, and Malavir goes and turns to Will and is like, well, I think we're all willing to help if we can get rid of this awful hag, the corruption, the darkness, all of it. They all kind of like nod together. It's just a question of coordination, which we might have some things to help with.
I was going to say, do you have a way that we could get in contact with you when we get close?
Yeah. At this, once more, Marshawn sort of like stands up and goes, I think I saw something like that in the workshop, but I haven't finished cataloging it. I'll go check. And again, like, scoots off, just leaves a couple papers that don't have anything super important written on them on the table and goes. And Malavir sort of like shrugs and goes, probably something, I don't know. Or just, you sort of like looks at a couple of you and then looks at everyone and then looks back at Daz and Ori and Cobalt and goes, you all know magic, it looks like.
I'm not very good with communication type magic. I'm great at helping.
I'm working on figuring out some of that more long distance communication magic. Not quite there yet, but I mean I can do short range kinds of things, but still working on figuring out the longer distance.
I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm guessing Marshawn will find something, I don't know, a wire or I just stab people.
I usually just hit them.
It's a lot simpler. Before it was mostly just us, getting into scrapes with the League of Malevolence, and then everyone just like punches each other, and then we kind of back up. That was fun. That was more fun.
Going back to that, can you tell us exactly what and who is in this League of Malevolence aside from this war dude?
Well, yeah. I mean, I can. It's cool, I guess.
No, because they're at the mines, yeah.
Well, I guess the Warduke is, but I feel like they kind of spread out like we did, but like they have actual tasks as opposed to just kind of being.
I think this might be good to know in case we run.
Yeah. What should we be looking out for?
Assholes. In like, they have very evil clothes on. I don't know how to explain it. It's lots of points like spiked collars and a lot of red and black. All their weapons are like very like angry. This is a terrible description.
They have sentient weapons that are angry.
No. I recognized in this world that was not the way to describe it. But you know how
sometimes like weapons actually do talk. So
I don't know if their weapons talk. I'm gonna be for real with you. They could talk. I don't know. No, but it's just they have a sinister look about them. There's like I think he's a sorcerer. This asshole. Is a dude named like Pelek. He's got like a beard and he's bald. But he has a dragon staff. He's very distinctive, but he'll probably open with a fireball. That's really his move. Like he did not ask what size the room was at all.
I mean, I usually don't either, but it's.
Yeah, and you're the Warduke, which you've heard of. His sword is actually, it might be cursed now that it's on fire. It sometimes is on fire, like a third of the time at least. Cool. Mostly, though, it's not so much the fire you have to worry about, so much as being cleaved in half, which is rough.
Oh. Yeah, it sounds rough. Uh-huh.
Yeah. They have another, like, a lightning lady, possibly lightning. She does a lot of lightning. Hot, evil, Evelyn sort of thing going on. Skyla, and there's a little bit of a sigh in the voice at Skyla. So hot, so evil. And then they have this little asshole who also stabs people, and she's like pulling down like the shoulder of her like leather overcoat and being like, he stabbed me right here. That little fucker is named Zarek, and you won't see him coming. That's what happened to me.
Okay.
It's a point of shame.
As she's like describing all of this and like talking to everyone, Elio's gonna lean into Daz. Do we like them?
Yeah.
Sorry, let me rephrase this. Do we trust them?
Oh. I'm a really bad judge of character when they're hot.
Never mind. I'll just form my own opinion. I might be able to help with the communication thing.
Oh, nice. What? Like long distance?
About a mile.
Okay. I think we need the mines are real far.
Right,
So
but
within the mile?
no. I mean, no.
Well, I mean, we get them within a mile. And then use the communication. I guess that's backwards. Ignore me.
Yeah, I don't think we can move the mine within a mile. I will say though that will probably come in handy if we get to the point of doing a siege on the castle, calling it a siege loosely. But that's another thing where coordination will be key. But I'm guessing, this, in case you hadn't heard, I feel like Will told you, and Will at this point is like, has clearly eaten a little too much in the way like kids very specifically do, and is kind of like trying to stay awake. And even though they're in charge, they still very much have like the kid energy of like, I'm at the adult table right now. I got it. Light snoring. The workshop that was left behind, as you know, this used to be Edelin's place. A couple hideouts ago, but she left some stuff in the workshop that is providing a bit of a challenge for Marchand, but also some distinctly useful stuff.
Cobalt's pretty good at identifying things.
Yeah, I was gonna
What's
say,
around here?
would it be alright or would it be helpful if I took a look?
It couldn't hurt. I mean, as long as you're good at identifying things that are booby-trapped before they explode in your face.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, no, I'm sure Marchand would love your help. But we could also... we'll all go check it out. We done? Do you need to do any more dancing on the tables, Daz?
I mean, I'm always down to clown.
I'm not 100% sure what that means. We do... Okay, come on. And,
perform. I'm sure they would gladly take it.
well, we do have, like, a different bar elsewhere where maybe
I also offer private performances.
At Malavir, they do get a little bit of a blush and sort of, like, compose themselves very quickly and raise an eyebrow at you and be like, I don't know that your services are what's wanted. They sort of give Elio a wink and just walk away. But they lead you through, like...
Like L. Right? I'm not wrong in thinking that, right? They seem to like L, right? That's what I'm picking up here.
Yep.
They're just really good at being charming. Incredible. On by.
So you're following about like 10 yards behind them as they lead you through the tree. And it's kind of like you go up a set of stairs onto the second floor, and there is kind of like a cutout that seems to be off of that center circle. So it kind of the back of the room has an opposite curve, but it is a huge room. It seems to take up about like a 40-foot section of the tree, and it is cluttered. It is has exactly like one clear work surface in the middle, and everything else around it is very much like con crunch mess. Like, it is vials, and there's a saw, and you see a hammer for some reason, and there is random beakers and some liquids that you're not very sure about. There's like little, I don't know, specimens in glass jars and random pieces of fabric, and you're just like, what was going on in here? And you walk in to see Marshawn sort of like over the one clear table. Like, this is clearly the only space that they have been able to like make sure is actually usable. And they are digging through a small box, but very carefully. And they see you come and go, oh, welcome. Are you?
I can help with identifying some of the magical stuff in here.
Oh.
Can you get a hand?
I mean, that couldn't hurt. That couldn't hurt at all. There's a lot of stuff. I know that somewhere in here... Like, there's definitely got to be some sending stones. I cannot imagine there are not, but...
All right.
Watch out for poison is my main... There's some things in here that bite, which I guess would make them venomous.
Yeah, it would, yeah.
But they will poison you, so...
Yeah, that's true.
Anyone else want to do some identifying?
I can just look at things. I mean, they're just stones, right? That's what we're looking for?
Well, yes, yes. Technically, they'll have, like, little carvings on them. I don't...
Mm-hmm.
Normally, they're, like, kind of cute faces doing a talk. Hers might be terrible. There's been some weird things in here.
I can only imagine.
Kishra would like to look for anything that is stone-shaped that or carved into.
All
I'm
right.
going to cast Detect Magic also.
You can cast...
I'll be smart about it.
Use those wonderful tiefling eyes of yours and cast guidance on Kichiro.
I'm just looking for weird stuff.
You're looking for weird stuff.
Guidance on everybody. Find something cool.
Elio, if people are touching things, can he?
Okay.
Can he be close by to stop them so that he can then try to help them disarm a trap?
Yeah. Yes. So between the 7 people in here touching stuff,
Absolutely picking things up.
He can totally make a... Like, if you need him to make a perception check to see if he can catch them doing that before it happens, I'm also fine with that.
I will also point that Daz is not going straight to touch. I am just looking to see.
we'll do a group perception check.
Oh.
But you can, I'd say you can roll investigation if you are looking for something specific, and we'll just roll it all into one mess of seeing if anyone dies.
I will absolutely do that
Dirty.
investigation. Ooh! 23 investigation!
Wow.
Nice.
My perception is a dirty 20.
Dirty okay, so, some of you touched some stuff that maybe you shouldn't have touched. But there is like one point where let's say Ori is reaching for a beautiful like music box, very ornate lock on it, carved with multiple different like types of wood inlaid on the top. And as you are reaching your hand out for it, Elio just like cuffs you in the side of the head from behind, and you're like, no, do not touch that. And just like in the moment that it took for all of that to happen, Marshawn sort of turns and goes, yes, that is very cursed.
Oh,
Has being at the circus taught you nothing, Ori?
I am not smart.
As a general rule, it's good to not touch music boxes. Let's just put that in there.
Don't touch music boxes. Got it.
But between all of you, you do find some rocks that don't do anything, a couple shiny pebbles,
Mhm.
and one pair of sending stones. So you will be able to communicate with them as Marshawn sort of like looks over Cobalt's shoulder as Cobalt finds these and goes, yes, exactly. Perfect.
Yeah.
So that should be good for planning, which we're going to do. And then we are going to, like, just kind of turns to Malavir, who goes like, we'll get everyone else and we'll make a plan if we can find them.
But you lost them?
No, I mean, they're around. We got scattered. We've been.
Well, I mean, sorry. It's just that we're a lot of things getting lost around here. That's worth asking.
Oh yeah, no, that was from the siege. We got sent in different directions in our escapes, and even though there's not that many places here, like sometimes it takes a long time to get from point A to point B. Yep.
So, what are your friends like? We'll keep an eye out for them and let them know the plan when we find them. Or do you have something that you could give us to like show them so that when we meet them, we could be like, no, we really do know your friends.
Well, my overwhelming thought is that the way that the League of Malevolence was described, look for the opposite of that.
Okay.
So, okay, got it.
Scary.
Okay.
I mean, I feel like you'll find them. That we're supposed to be doing good. We'll probably be protecting.
So one of them is really ugly.
What? No, we're all.
You said it. I didn't.
Well, you said that one of the
That's
ones in
true.
the Malevolence was really hot. So
Well, but I'm pretty hot. Says like Molavir a little bit indignantly.
Yes, but
we never said that you weren't. We're just saying that if there's somebody really hot on their side, then there's got to be somebody and that they're opposites. Then there's probably someone who's maybe struggling a little bit on your side.
Mershawn just sort of like furrows her brow and goes, well, I guess Elkhorn's not that attractive. But someone's into it. He seems
You had a name. You had a name that you thought of immediately, though.
Yeah.
I am starting to feel a little bad about it.
Maybe we'll
No.
understand when we see them.
He's yep. Now I feel bad. Anyway, but yes, no, Elkhorn he's got a shield and a sword and a very ugly helmet and a homely visage, as they say. But he looks very badass, so if you see a man full-throated screaming and fighting a demon to the death, that's probably him. You've met us, and then we have our wizard friend, Ringelrun? I think he should find a nickname, but it is Ringelrun. He's kind of in charge. I feel like he's in charge. That's
Ringle Run?
yes, like Jingle, but Ringle.
I like it. It's a good
All right, so we'll find Ringo. If we run into them.
And there's also Strongheart, who looks like a paladin. He looks like a paladin.
So shiny.
He's
Got it.
yes, shiny in
Like walking tin
yeah.
With a little bit of like a divine kind of glow, just always there.
Good for him.
Well, I guess he does sometimes glow a little. He's got a little goatee and he looks stupid with it, but he's also very handsome. And sort of seems to like fluster Mershawn. But no, not those. Just look for. Anyway,
Got it.
Maldred just sort of like lurches sideways and like kicks Mershawn like under the table to like just increase her embarrassment. But yeah, I mean, we'll work on finding them because we can't fight a hag with 18 children.
Yeah.
50, however many there are.
Nothing could go wrong.
Yeah, no, I'm sure it'll go fine, but at least we found these. And she sort of like, she weighs who to hand these stones to after like examining them and hands it right back to Cobalt.
Add that to my inventory.
It's a good choice.
Is there anything else helpful or useful in here?
I'm gonna say there is.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna base it on. Okay, so we found the stones. Who's staying here to investigate this room? Okay.
Absolutely, yes.
I was like, I want cool. I want to find shiny things that aren't cursed, like a music box. Don't touch those.
Just lightly cursed. Just lightly cursed. All right.
Cursed.
I want them to not get cursed, so
Gently cursed items.
You'll stay and help them. All right.
If Cobalt asks, is there anything else? I'm go. Ooh, let's keep looking.
Let's keep looking. There's a
Elio
mark.
immediately grabs Ora's hand like, don't touch that.
Stop doing that. There.
Meanwhile, like across the aisle, like Cobalt is reaching out to touch something. Like
Runs over.
Teacher will like sidle up to Daz. Like, how many gray hairs can we give him before we're done?
Oh, that's, my friend, is an empirical question.
Yes.
Here, Elio is totally gray.
I mean, that's a look.
it is. Sure.
It's a look.
It is a look. We love a spell box.
There is a lot of stuff in here that is like spell component-y, as you would guess from a hag's workshop.
Are there any scrolls? Is there any spellbook paper?
Roll me a d20.
That's an 18.
You can find how much do wizards need? What's a good wizard thing? I would say you can find ink and spell paper worth 250.
Sure.
A lot. Is that enough?
I don't know the numbers off the top of my head. I don't know.
Sure, that's what you find. 250
Sure.
gold. It's like you open a drawer and your eyes just go wide as you're like, oh my god, I can write so many spells. I'm gonna add so much stuff to my book and no one's gonna be able to read it and fuck them.
Yep, precisely. Just like hoard all of that in my bag, yes, and then start looking for scrolls.
You won't find any scrolls, just the very expensive paper and ink. There's also a lot of like cool junk to find, sort of. So there's a lot of non-magic items. Ori, you pick up a jar of sort of glass eyes, but like googly eyes. And they're very clearly like someone had to painstakingly make these, and if you were going to sell them, it would be 10 gold points worth of jars of glass googly eyes. There are also iron metalworking tongs shaped like the jaws of a snapping dragon. If anyone wants some really cool tongs.
Now I'm just collecting things.
You're just like my eyeballs.
I got my googly eyes, and I'm very pleased.
Oh, put the googly eyes on the tongs.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah,
Right! Gotta open it.
that's genius.
It's like one of the shark snapper things that you get. So now you So now you have that. You have a googly-eyed dragon snapper. And then there is also a set of tinkerer's tools that are made out of silver. If anyone is a tinkerer. No. They'll go in Veritas's pocket. We're not going to write them. Is anyone else looking for anything in particular that might be somewhere in a workshop of a hag?
Any kind of weird instruments, like musical instruments.
Use it, and also roll me an investigation check.
Okay.
What are those like little pianos that you blow into?
Yep.
Wait,
Okay.
Melodica.
A
That's what-
3.
You do not find a melodica.
What about a kazoo? Or a
You
slide
are
whistle?
reaching into a drawer and are like, ooh, what is this, a slide whistle? And then it, you kind of like slide it one way, slide it the other, and it lets out a scream. And you
Scream whistle.
a scream whistle.
Just one of those little guys that you like squish.
rubber chicken.
Yep, the screaming like geese. Yeah.
Oh my
So
god.
if you want this scream whistle, that just is the
Absolutely
Okay.
want the scream whistle.
Put googly eyes on it.
Everything gets googly eyes from here on out. Any item we get, it gets
Yep.
googly eyes.
Sure do.
Perfect.
All right. Yeah. So this is this workshop, and now there's a level of Marshawn like looking at you, like, please stop touching stuff. I'm trying to catalog. Oh, no, those are real eyeballs. Please put that back.
Oh,
Oh,
Oh.
significantly less fun than the googly ones.
Mhm,
With
mhm.
googly eyeballs on the real eyeball jar.
That.
Yeah.
Thank you for helping me label perfect.
You're welcome.
Brilliant.
All right.
What?
What?
Their eyeballs.
Better than me labeling anything.
Just kind of like nods sadly in solidarity, like pats you on the shoulder again. Well, if there's nothing else, I'm going to continue my studies. And she's like raising an eyebrow at like Molivir, and she's clearly been like, get these people out of my area. They're touching my things. And Molivir sort of goes, come on then.
Right.
All right.
Thank you for the sending zones.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the googly eyes.
Olivia, I do have a question. Is there like a tavern or inn for us to stay in here?
Oh, well, yes, there's definitely rooms. And they're on the second floor. They're just kind of like, most rooms in this place have been converted to, and they're kind of like meandering and like leading you that way, and like you're going up a flight of stairs. As they're just like talking about the fact that there are rooms, and they take you to, there's like a little side hall, and it is just like, you guys can have these. This is sort of the guest, I'd say guest wing, but that would imply it's more than how many rooms? 8. It's 8 single bedrooms. There's fewer of you than that. No one else ever visits, so
Wonderful.
yeah. But there is also, you know, a tavern that is else here. If you're also looking just for a tavern.
I would not turn it down.
I would also not
Yeah.
turn it down.
I'm not opposed to getting a beverage.
Would you
All right,
care
I mean,
to join us?
We should follow. Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
the more the
well.
merrier, right?
I guess I have to show you where it is, and I might as well join you for any drink.
May as well.
Sort of starts like sauntering a little bit and takes you kind of back down, and it's a little bit of like a winding trail through this tree that they take you on, even though everything is absolutely straight. And you would guess that this is something where it is like the grown-ups found the largest space, the furthest away from the front of the tree that they could, and this is like their version of a brew pub. Much like they're clearly like brewing the booze here, it is available here. There is a dwarf behind the counter who has a full beard, and it's just like beautifully like braided, cross braids, all these like beads and stuff, long hair, and sort of like it's kind of a hallway, so you don't have a lot of room, and the first thing that you come into is the bar. And so they sort of peek over the bar itself and go, "What can I get y'all?" And it is a feminine voice speaking through this beautifully braided beard.
A round of drinks, please. Your best ale. Yeah?
Best ale?
Yeah, right?
All right. Yeah. And they turn around, and from like a particularly large keg, they begin to pour this like beautiful golden colored liquid and hand it across the bar to you. And Malavir sort of like pushes some version of currency across the bar to the bartender. And as you take these tankards and sort of take your first sip, this beverage has like an earthy flavor to it, but it's also a little bit sweet and a little bit bubbly, and you're just like, I cannot tell what this is in any way, shape, or form. It tastes like nothing you've had before. And if you each want to roll a d6.
Oh, great.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Would love to.
I love it.
Leo is still thinking about the hangover he is currently.
5.
6.
Okay, our 2 6s. As you begin to walk away from the bar, there's sort of this like chiming music that seems to build around you, and your footsteps are emitting music.
That's awesome.
And this feels right.
All right. This really does feel right for you, gotta say.
What were the other numbers?
I got a 5.
Okay, our 5. As you begin to drink this beverage in a very like Alice in Wonderland way, you shrink about 2 feet.
Yes.
Amazing.
Wow. How'd you guys get taller than me? That's amazing.
And we had a 4. Correct? Did I make that up?
And a 2.
2. A 2 and a 3. Okay, for the 3, where you're holding this very cold, icy mug, in the way that it's frosting, the frost sort of like moves up your hand, and you're just frosted. And the 2. This is the worst one. As you begin to like drink this, it's sort of like as though your mouth is filled with bubbles. You just kind of begin like foaming, but it's also like Willy Wonka, like you're burping just little bubbles. And Malavir is sort of like laughing with the bartender as you turn back, and she's clearly getting the second best ale they have. And you all kind of follow the chiming footsteps of 2 of your party over to a table. They're able to hang out and come up with a plan.
I feel like this cup is like stuck to my hand.
You are able to like remove your hand from it, and it's kind of like the breaking ice sort of thing. But you're undamaged, so it's just, it's neat.
Well, this is really neat, isn't it?
That's.
I
think
just like tapping my feet under the table, making more of that music. Yeah.
Climbing up onto the chair.
You never ask.
Since I was a child.
It'll wear off in a couple hours. It's fine. You never ask for the best. That's. The kids sneak in here, but they're all like 100 or whatever age the kids actually are, and they ask for the best ale because they're kids.
Right.
Makes sense.
Yeah, but
Now we know. Yeah.
But I got a normal pitcher, and like someone, the little dwarf comes around and plops like 2 normal pitchers of ale, and sort of where she can reach like the side of Ori's shoulder, sort of like slaps you on the shoulder and goes, "No hard feelings, it's just fun." And kind of before anyone can say anything, like,
I'm loving this. This is great. Thank you.
Daz is tapping their feet in a supporting rhythm to what Cobalt is. So.
Yeah, there's definitely like a few other, mostly dwarves, a few like goblins, like sort of at the tables around y'all, just like chuckling as they know that you made like the classic like tourist mistake.
Yep.
Thriving on it too.
Oh yeah.
Blending in very well.
We already stick out like sore thumbs. There's no point.
True.
You really, really do. So, going to the mines next.
Go into the mines
fuck?
next.
Unless you tell us there's somewhere else closer.
Yeah. Yeah, unless
Oh,
it can like
that-
teleport us there or something. But
Sort of like over their mug, like narrows their eyes and goes, "Do you want to teleport there?"
No. No, there's probably very scary things there. And then we'd be out in the open, and then the Jabberwock could find us, and I'm not...
yeah, it's probably not the best idea.
Probably. Plus teleportation. There, we have mushroom circles. They're a little off right now.
That makes sense.
But I was going to let you try for sure. Which might have turned out terribly, but it might also totally worked.
That doesn't sound very confident.
No, well, no, because since, the creeping end took over, our mushroom circles have been a little corrupted, as with a lot of things. So sometimes they work, but you're not sure which one you're going to end up at, and if that one's messed up, are you going to just bounce to a different one? And then there's also some like living mushrooms that aren't having a great time with that, and they'll kill you. They'll really mess you up. Like,
Great.
looks into the middle distance about it.
Definitely
Love that.
nothing to worry about there. Okay.
There used to be 6 of us. No, nothing.
Cool. Great. All right. That's fun.
It's like, well, gotta go.
Bye, going home. Yeah, but mostly it's just keeping your head down between here and there. Because aside from the Jabberwock, you gotta watch out for the unicorns. Also, Sowpig, the little ghoul, tells us Sowpig, like lady pig, and then the word pig.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Love it. Want it gone.
Oh, yeah, they're terrible. I don't know that they can actually be gone. I think they...
Do the same rules apply here?
About death?
No. About
Well, yes.
No. Her whole job is to steal things from the carnival. She's just extremely creepy and still likes to sneak around here sometimes. But has come around significantly less and less as sort of removed the influences of the hag. Which don't open that door.
Right. And the unicorns that.
I mean, they're just unicorns.
But we should be weary of them.
In the same way you should be wary of any giant animal. Well, I mean, they're huge horses, but like they have a horn on their head and they're magical and they're kind of pissed off about stuff. And I don't know why. Like being a magic horse sounds awesome, but
Right.
yeah,
Add that to the list.
there's a lot of things to watch out for here. Is really y'all seem kind-hearted and like you want to help. Plus, Will's a good kid, and I think if he wants to go home, he should. Well, they all are
Nice if
pretty
we could
okay
get them home.
kids. Yeah. like, third beer. Just like, yeah, you guys are great.
Really made an impression, Dust.
All right. It's weird to.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
It's weird to have people here who want to help. Most everyone is too lost to want to do anything. So it's good to feel like it's not just us in the League of Malevolence, which fucking cartoon name.
Well, at least 3 of us wanted to definitely help.
I mean, to be fair,
Yeah.
There is 4 of you.
4 of us.
Yeah, Veritas wants to help.
That's true.
Why did you join if you didn't want to?
The Valor's Call?
I mean, if
No.
we're also throwing stones and glass houses about cartoon names.
Yeah,
Valor's-
those are your groups, really.
Okay, Valor's Call is a much better and more sensible name than League of Malevolence. They're both, I'll give it to you, they're both a little douchey.
You let your
real
paladin name you,
dramatic.
didn't you?
The Paladin did name us. He
That
had
makes
really
sense.
good arguments, and we were all it was like after midnight, and the rest of us just wanted to go to bed.
You know, you have to watch out for those charisma casters. Their persuasion checks. Just
Yeah.
Yeah. He had like something called a PowerPoint, and then it was just,
Oh,
Oh,
impressive.
yeah,
Huh.
Google Slides.
lots of
better.
it was so many minor illusions, and I was like, okay, we're voting.
That does sound like something my sibling Marigold would pull. Yeah, that really sounds like them, actually.
Yeah, the lawful good will always get you.
Oh, they ain't lawful good, but they are the type who would just kind of like wear you down with a project like that until you just go with it.
Oh, so good. Yeah, but we're not cartoons.
Yet.
Well, hopefully.
You just
Well,
sound like it.
I mean, also be careful though, because Edelin will turn you into a puppet.
A what?
it.
Oh, what?
What?
Like a little dog. Well, now that we're talking about
What kind of puppet? We're
like
talking
Like a marionette kind of
like well, it's how she collects things. That seems like information
I
you
feel
all.
like I'd be more of a Muppet than a marionette.
Yeah, you would. You really would. Yeah, I can see that.
I would prefer not to be either of those. I don't mind being 2 feet shorter than what I once was, but I don't want to be a puppet.
I don't
Yeah,
have
no,
to
me
be a
neither.
puppet either.
Yes, do
Teacher will
not,
just drink to not speak.
do not
Do you
get
want-
collected.
Okay, how does one not get collected?
Yeah.
Stay away from the little pig girl in the carnival, but you're here now already, so that step's gone. Follow that up by don't bother Edelin Moongrave. But
Well,
you're
we're
gonna go
already
do that.
yeah, that's this whole
So
thing.
I guess win?
Okay, so
Well,
like
that's-
hypothetically.
Easy.
Maybe I'm double thinking being here.
Just have another ale. You'll change from.
Yeah. It'll be fine. It'll
May
be fine.
change my
Missing
mind.
something too.
Hmm?
Elle, aren't you
Pardon?
missing something too?
No.
Insight check that. No.
Yeah, insight check it.
Nope. All good with me.
Like, I'm just here for the cat.
I'm not missing anything.
Not even peace and quiet.
No, I quite enjoy the ruckus sense of adventure.
Perfect. Then it's a good thing we all came.
I'm again questioning if it really was.
It's been fun.
We haven't
It'll be
died.
fine.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, how long have you all
Not
been
yet.
here? Like a
Not
day.
yet.
No, this isn't a question about dying. We're not going to die. We're going to be someone's
Well.
puppet.
That's if we.
Well, with that attitude, yeah, we are.
You get. She has to capture you before you become a puppet. It takes a little bit. So, I mean, if one of you stays uncaptured, you can just absolutely. Points at, kind of looks around, and then points at Kichiro. Save everyone else.
What do you mean?
Veritas just makes a very, disgruntled sound from the background.
Large Bugman. It's
Sorry.
okay, Dad. It's you.
fuck bad.
My God.
Dad.
Fuck Dad. There's an element of the Feywild that's all about keeping each other on track.
That's what these two are for. And I'll point to actually, that's what these five are for. I'll point at the entire group.
Seems like you have a good.
Leah, Ori.
Ooh.
I'm I'm good at
We all-
supporting other people.
Yeah, see, there you go.
Well, I mean, as long as you all have a plan, let's just have another drink. And they call over to the dwarf who brings over another flagon of the second best ale. And you all enjoy another drink? As the
Hell
night
yeah.
winds on. And you have a mostly well-drawn map to the mines. And mostly an idea that only one person from the cartoonishly named League of Malevolence is there. And you know to watch out for the Jabberwocky. So the night is young. And you have the best plan ever.
Mm-hmm,
Hell yeah.
100%.
Alright, and if you are continuing to drink, my friends, I'll take a Constitution saving throw.
Absolutely.
You got it.
Oh, that's
13.
wow, Elio. 18.
15.
5.
We're still drunk from yesterday, and that's
Because they're like, ooh, oh, I was like, DC at 12, it'll be fine. So the two of you who have below that are going to sort of now you have been poured one more round by Moliver, who is looking at you with a raised eyebrow. You especially, Daz. And you kind of do the thing where you take a sip from your drink and kind of hiccup a little too much, and you're like, I'm just gonna push this away. And I'm just gonna think about my life choices right now. The rest of you are still, you're fine, you're having a grand old time, and you all will be fine tomorrow. The other two will have a bit of a sensitivity to light and later wake up time.
Oof.
once again.
Well, that's if you're not going to drink that, I'll just pull that
Just
over with my
slides
tail.
it.
Just all the tail stealing drinks, one to the right.
Yeah. No, I wasn't done with that. Wait, no.
Nope,
No, I mean, we have maybe some water for those two, and signals to the bartender, and he gets a little pitcher of water for everybody. Well, you all know where your rooms are, and Malavir sort of gets up with a little hop in their step and sort of bows to all of you. Good luck, and I'll see you for breakfast.
Wonderful.
Thank you for the ales.
Just gives a little salute and sort of roguishly backs out and flip of a slightly longer jacket through the door.
Elio will elbow Daz in the ribs and be like, "Darling, you were so impressive."
I don't feel so well now. It's fine. I've got it. It's fine. And like stands up, but like spills some of the water.
I try to like prestidigitate that clean and end up like accidentally just completely like emptying the cup entirely. Like, oh,
you.
shit,
You got it.
wasn't-
Yeah.
that-
Yeah.
That's not what I was trying to. No, let me try again. Let me try again.
I've got it. I've got it. And we'll like try to mage hand pick it up.
Oh no!
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. And I was trying to do the same thing.
Am I
It's a
still
mage
2
hand
feet
tug
short
of war.
I mean,
Like pull too hard and then I fall backwards, not the mage hand. Like,
there's just like a floating pitcher of water that is momentarily suspended between two invisible forces, and then one of our all tieflings falls backwards, and the mage hand dissipates, and the water just like spills on top of you as you hit your bottom of the floor.
ah!
You just hear from the bar, "Oi! If you're getting rowdy, take it all the way outside the tree."
We will.
I'm sorry. It was an accident. I'm sorry. I'm
Mm.
sorry.
I'm just
I'm
gonna
sorry.
help her up. And
I
then
didn't.
just be like, can I
Yeah,
help?
yep.
I'm just gonna.
I'm up.
take
I'm up.
you
I'm up.
to the
I'm good.
room.
I'm good.
I have an idea.
I'm good.
And then
I'm good.
Daz like starts playing, but it is the effect of like more of like drunk karaoke. Like they're still good.
This does not sound good.
It's like they know that like they're still good, but it's like the end of the night drunk karaoke. Yeah.
And there's like a few other people who are still in the bar at this point who like are sort of like offbeat clapping along with your singing as you all sort of begin to trail out of the bar, leaving a couple puddles behind you.
Still trying to clean them up as we go and just like doing terribly.
I just leave it. It's fine. It's on
like
the ground.
But oh,
Prestidigitating while your tail is like dragging water.
Yeah. Yep.
Escorting.
Yep. And you all can make your way back to your suite of hallway rooms. Is there anything people want to do secretly in the night? That's always a good question.
Pass it out.
I think Kichiro would go check on Will one more time.
Yeah, Will. From your like sort of frame of perspective, like the only other room that you know that Will would be in would be the one where Star the kitten was.
Okay.
So you kind of start to head down there, and you, at this point, it's very quiet in here. You see like a couple of people, like the more adult people who might be acting as guards in this situation. And you make it back to that room, and Will is in there, but you gather he kind of like woke up from being like carried and set in that like the chaise window lounge thing. He kind of like made it over to like a slightly different chair. Like he was like, I'm gonna wait for everybody and be a grown up, and he fell asleep again. So it's, you find Will in a big couch, just kind of covered in blankets, with the cat sort of like on their back around around Will's feet. You know, he might be like your same age, but he's also still 12.
Yeah. Kichiro will like think about like that half hesitation of like knocking on the door or just opening it, and then he'll stop and he'll just like walk back because his friend's peaceful.
And he'll be up bright and early in the morning
Yep.
doing kid stuff, throwing rocks. breaking bottles.
Throwing rocks at my window. Darn kids, get off my lawn.
There weren't even windows in this tree. But yeah, it is night in the tree. And as you all take to your individual beds, I'm going to assume, passed out, some people being like, oh shit, I should have gotten water before I did this. Night sort of falls in this tree and it becomes an even more insulated form of quiet. And you all have a peaceful night's rest, dreaming of possibly not dying tomorrow. And that is where we'll end for the evening.
It's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be great. Hey, we didn't even have to fight anything this episode, so I'm saving it all up for next episode where it will not.
Oh, wait.
War Duke.
Wait a second.
Hey,
wait a minute.
he's just a little guy and his name is War Duke. It's fine.
Uh-huh.
And
Uh-huh.
Little guy.
I think we have
Just
to
a little
navigate
guy.
mine as
It's-
well.
It's just it's a mystery mine ride. It's gonna be great.
It'll be fun. Totally
Mhm.
fun.
I have to do the outro, don't I?
You do.
It's me. I'm the GM. It's me. Thank you, everyone, for joining us for this little bit of Feywildy tree bullshit. If you are watching us on YouTube, thank you for coming back for this episode. If you are watching us on Twitch, thank you for tuning in live for this episode. We appreciate it a lot. We are going to go around and do our round of shout-outs for all of our lovely cast friends. We will start. I'm going to look at Twitch this time. We'll go reverse order, which means we'll start with Doors, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
think so. I wasn't counting. It's fine. Hi, I'm Dorse. I played your friendly, non-lying, knows the person named Will Monk, Kichiro. And you can find me on Twitter at Dorcius. And that's pretty much where you'll find me. Besides here, every other Wednesday.
All right. So from there, we'll go down to Princess Lady Bro.
Oh, I'm Princess Lady Bro, across the stuff and the things. I don't do much except for scream in this chat, and it's super fun. Tonight I've played Orivarin, the very chill war cleric. We're doing great.
Very chill.
I've got googly eyes, guys. Game over. Like,
I want these to be used in like the weirdest way. Where I'm going to be like, you know what? This does fool this hag.
Cannot wait for that. It's gonna be great.
All right. What are we doing? Then we go over to Daz, Dr. Psycho.
Oh, hey. Hi, I am Jess or Jessica. You can find me on the things and the stuff as Dr. Psycho, except for on Twitter, where I'm Dr. Psycho TV. I pretty much am just here every other Wednesday, and that's what I'm doing. But who knows? Eventually, I might have my life get back in check and get back to DMing something. Who knows? In the
Error.jpg.
Error.jpg. So yeah, that's me. I've been Daz tonight, your tiefling bard. That's it. That's all I got.
All right. That brings us to Nat.
Hello, I'm Natalie, Shield Maiden or Shield Maiden cosplay across all platforms. That's Shield with 2 eyes. You can also find me on Instagram at Zellman.arts, where I post my pottery and other things like that. And if you're in the Chicago area, you can come buy some of my pottery at the Elmhurst Pride Fest on June 24th. They're posting stuff about that on that Instagram. But tonight I've been Cobalt, your wizard with the most secret spellbook ever.
And so much money in paper and ink.
Yeah!
That sounded like a Caleb amount. I don't know. All right.
I'll figure out how many spells that'll get me. We'll get there.
I feel like that was a lot. Like everyone else was like, I got googly eyes, and you were like, Ma. Right. That'll bring us to the captain.
Hello. I am Grayson. You can find me on all social media under Captain Grayson, but there's a weird X in there because some jock on the internet decided they were also Captain Grayson. Tonight I played Elio, who apparently became party dad number 2 tonight. But also, you can find me playing Luck over at the Charisma Saving Show, where we are on a seafaring adventure, you know, dealing with rot and stuff.
So what are we doing? Is that everyone? Is it just me now? I just have to go?
Uh-huh.
All right. Hello, or goodbye. I am Kai. I have been your dungeon master this evening. You can find me on the internet as Kyle Creative, a person who sometimes does stuff. I'll be here. But yeah, are we raiding anyone, Dr. Psych Owl?
Yeah, we're gonna raid Neon Lights Roleplay.
Ooh, Neon Lights Roleplay. Oh.
Cool.
That's all I had to say about it. Just weird sounds.
We're doing great. We're doing great. Bye.
So,
Weird sounds
bye.
make the world go round.
Bye! This is totally fine. Totally know how to do streams on the internet.